How's it going, everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here, to give you your DSLR beginner's buyer guide. There's so many lenses out there, so many camera bodies, lighting, all these different accessories you can buy, but you don't know what the heck to do. Should you spend, $1,000? Should you spend 12 grand to go that way? Should you take out a loan? Well, don't ever take out a loan. What should you do? What options are there? What's best for you? I'm here to help you out. Here's your guide. The first question is, what DSLR camera body I should get? I'm only used to these point and shoots, or I'm just buying my first one. Well, it all comes down to personal feel, and it doesn't matter the brand. You can go Nikon, you can go Canon, Pentax, whatever you want, Sony. Go and feel it out. You got to go feel it in your hands. A Nikon might feel better to someone. A Canon might feel better to someone. Someone might want the features of something over something. Someone might want a swivel screen and everything like that. It really comes down to you, what exactly you want. So go in. Once again, the features, a lot of them will be the same. You're going to get the same settings, the same dials and everything like that. It's just on some, you might like a button layout on the Canon over a Nikon or whatever. It doesn't matter. So it really comes down to personal feel. Once again, you can go entry level, or you can go, prosumer or something that's a little more advanced and everything like that. Once again, it comes down to your budget. If you're looking to spend $400 to $700 on a nice entry level camera, which I would recommend, go for it. Once again, there's so many different ones out there. You can buy the newer one. It doesn't matter. You can go a step under a newest model, everything like that, and you can learn. The whole big part is buying the gear now, learning, building your gear as you go along. That is 100% most important. So you don't need to spend a ton. Now, a lot of people say you would need to buy, get a camera body and don't ever get a kit lens or anything like that. You have to go with a certain lens or blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm not even going to recommend that right now. I'm going to say buy the body, buy the kit, get the kit lens, which is basically a lens that comes with your DSLR body, the 18 to 55. Why not? You got to get out shooting anyway. You have to learn. You don't need to spend the additional right away. As you're growing, I'd say maybe a couple months after, definitely look into a prime lens. And this is a prime lens. This is a 50 millimeter. You would look into a 35 or a 50 millimeter lens. And what is a prime lens? It's something where you just can't zoom. They're technically a little more sharper, and they can get better use in lower light. But once again, you're just starting out. You don't need this right away, in my opinion. Go with the kit lens, get shooting, build your gear from there. So you don't need the best gear of anything. You just need to go out and get something. Once again, all the features are going to be pretty much the same. They're all standard. You just have to really get something that is suitable for you. Once again, it comes down to your budget. If you can afford something a little more advanced per se, just because it doesn't, mean you don't know what you're doing. A more advanced, once again, that's $800 to $1,000 cameras. They have more external buttons for things. You don't have to go through menus, and that doesn't matter brand, that's cross-brand. So it might be best for you to do that. If you want more external options, you can go that route. You do spend a couple more bucks, but that body will last you for a while. There's a couple things you should look into. Extra batteries, for one. I always recommend picking up an extra battery. You never know if you accidentally drain your battery in your camera, what you're going to need next. So always look into a different battery. And memory cards. This is something huge that a lot of people don't think about when they first buy, because your cameras, they won't come with a memory card when you buy them. And I used to sell cameras and everything like that, you used to come in and say, well, how come this thing's not working? Well, because you didn't have a memory card. And I'm sure you've recognized this SD memory card before, because that's what's in a typical point and shoot camera. So that's what it is, an SD card. This thing will hold so much. They range in sizes. They go from 2 gigabytes all the way up to, 128 gigabytes and everything. And the prices range as well. So I'd recommend just starting out, getting about an 4 to 8 gigabyte memory card if you can. And one of the huge things you're going to hear is what class. What does that mean? That is speed. Once again, the lower the number, so a class 2, there's a little C here, so a C4, this is an older card that I just pulled out randomly. It's okay speed. And if you want to do video, which a lot of these new, bodies and everything like that they have, you're going to want a higher number. So a class 10 I would recommend, and the prices aren't that much different. So if you're asked what memory card do you want, I would say look into an 8 gigabyte at a class 10. There's Lexar, PNY, SanDisk, everything like that. So there's a starting point. But if you decide to buy a body that has a CF card, this is what you would do as you move up in bodies. Your more professional bodies with bigger sensors and everything, you get a compact flash, a CF card. These do cost more, but they're bulkier, and they're typically faster. One thing before I get ahead of myself, a lot of these places will offer you these kits where they offer you these bags, these straps, these memory cards with your camera purchase and everything like that for such and such price. I don't recommend ever looking into those because they're very basic, and the SD cards usually are junky. They're something not really worth it. And plus, they're pretty much just throwing that at you and not really discounting the price at all. So keep that in mind. You got to look into cleaning gear, and it's something essential, and there's two things that could help you out right away. There's a rocket blower, like a Geodis Rocket Air or something like that, where you can blow dust off the element of your lens or anything like that. You point it down, you blow it off, and a microfiber cloth, which you've used these on cell phones, on glasses, eyeglasses, or anything like that. And basically it helps get smudges, oil spots, and anything off it. It really cleans it, because you don't want to use like sandpaper or paper towels to clean the front of your lens or your camera's sensor or anything like that, or the mirror, because you'll damage it. So the first strap you get in your box is a neck strap. Probably the most uncomfortable thing in the world. But yet again, that really comes down to the person. There's different forms of straps out there to hold your camera. So once again, you always get a neck strap that really comes with your stuff. I don't recommend something that's comfortable for you. I know a lot of people who can shoot weddings with these all days and feel fine, but I know a majority of the people can't, and they like to use something. I'm not gonna really get into brands or whatever, it doesn't matter. You can get a shoulder sling where the camera sits right at your side. So you attach the bottom of your camera on this, and it sits comfortably at your side, and it's really safe, and it gets all the stress off your neck and your back, and it really counterbalances your shoulders, and you don't feel it as much. So get a very comfortable strap. See what kind they have wherever you're asking. So look into different kind of shoulder strap, neck strap, holsters, or anything like that. Just get something that's comfortable and suitable for you. Probably one of the biggest recommendations I'm gonna have to go is a camera bag. Buy a bag that you can grow into. You can get these little holster bags which holds, your camera body and one lens sticking down, but when you buy another lens down the road, you gotta sell the bag, and you gotta keep doing that. Buy a decent bag. There's laptop looking bags, there's shoulder bags, there's backpacks and everything like that. There's rolling ones like a rolling backpack. They're larger. Buy something you can that's comfortable for you and that you can grow into. It's very essential. I've had a backpack for a long time that holds a lot of my gear. I'm growing out of it now. I'm going to be going into a rolling backpack because it's something larger, and once again, having that thing on my back is like carrying bricks. So buy something that you can grow into. It'll last you a while. So you've looked into the camera bodies. You felt something that was great for you. Once again, they're all typically the same. It just really comes down to cost and feel. So if you looked into your lenses, you're not going crazy with them. You got your bags, your straps, your cleaning gear. Yes, this all adds up, but you can get a really nice package out of it. As I said, it can last you a while. It can get you to shoot if you're going to school for it, or if you're just looking to step up your game. It's something different. It's really something to move you on. But your next question is, well, what kind of software do I need? How do I edit all this stuff? Like, what is all this stuff? Blah, blah, blah. Look into your Photoshops, look into your Lightrooms. If you want to kind of get serious with this down the road, you could buy the newest versions. I'm personally not a fan of the Creative Cloud Adobe put out there now. I'm using the Adobe CS6 Photoshop and Lightroom 5 and everything like that. But you can buy whatever you can afford. You can use a free one for now, like a GIMP or something like that. But just keep in mind, it does have a lot of the same features, but there is stuff that it lacks that you might want in a really more complex version. So that's really about it. That is basically your DSLR beginner's buyer guide, what you should look into, some things you should definitely keep in mind. You don't have to buy everything. I'm just recommending some things to you, your budget and everything like that. You can get something really nice for, under $1,000, $700, $800. And once again, it's suitable for you. I just want to give you some tips real quick, and just keep in mind, you can go out there and buy the $12,000 cameras and gear and everything like that, and it doesn't mean you're going to get a great photo, because it's the photographer who makes a great photo, not the gear. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let them know down in the comments below. I'm going to answer everything you guys need help with. If you guys need any specific advice, as I said, let me know down below. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. Here is your DSLR beginner's buyer guide. Once again, you don't need to take out a loan on all this stuff. Get what you can afford, grow from there. That's what I did.